These are too big as winglets. This is literally going to make it a plane. No, I think... Oh, I just removed the engines. All I want basically is a spoiler, like that. Something that just presses the rear down. Small circular intakes is all we need. Get these engines there. Can I already set a model for you? Do I have to do that? I think I have to do that outside. Okay. Let's launch this baby. And we're gonna get that quickly. I love those clips. Hold on. Let me just click that quickly. Thank you so much, Uther. I wanna check that. And of course, as is traditional, every science fiction show beautiful has an episode. Oh god, there's the Twitch. Beautiful, Huther. I'm not gonna do the whole meta thing of looking at that entire thing while you're here watching this. That's a little bit too meta for me. Activate that navigation. Make sure we set this baby to be a rover. And this time, let's do this a little bit more quickly. Okay. I'm gonna do caps lock controls. That is caps lock. Notice this. Now, any single move is very extreme. If you do caps lock, you get fine controls, which are just a little bit more precise. Just a teeny weeny bit. Okay. So, this is the Huthor 1A jet-powered rover. Unlike before, when we got about 30 meters per second using energy, right now we're getting 50, 51, we're increasing, and not even using any electric charge right now. Huthor jet-powered car. How amazing is that? He says until we all die horribly. This, by the way, is about twice the speed you would get on a motorway. Okay, let's cut those engines. We should not turn right about now. If we try to go left or right, we will probably crash. Because think about it. Twice the normal speed of a motor highway and you suddenly make a left, that thing is gonna crash horribly. We're just gonna keep on coasting. Oh, that's a hill coming. Let's slow down slightly. Just gonna slow this baby down. Careful. Easy does it. There we go. Now it's risky, but we can shift a little bit. We have our wheels to propel us forward as well. Not that much. Not that much. Come on, Uther. Roll this baby in and finish that mission up, and then we can finally get back into space. Okay, 7, 6, 5. There we go. Brake, 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 brake. EVA. Get that EVA report. Get back in there. That is the mission finished. See, 70k. It is worth 70k just to drive around and get some science. Recover this vessel. That's how it was supposed to go. Freshly made ginger ale. It is wonderful. Okay, here's the weird thing. Oh, that's what that was. They want pressure readings on the surface of these 4 sites. 1Z56X. That's the one we saw on the other continent. Now, I think. Yeah, see, 1Z56X. We'd need to get a rover down there if we want to easily do that, because landing a plane there will work, but then going in the individual sites is going to be a thing. No, here's what I'm going to do. I want to get signs from space, because right now we cannot send a Kerbal to space. I mean, we can send the Kerbal to the Mun. Not realistically, I think. But for one, we have the altimetry scans that we can do. Right now, 24% of Kerbin. We still need to do of Minimus and the Mun as well. So I want to do maybe a flyby of the Mun. Or actually just put a... Maybe just put a probe right in orbit there. But before we go into that... Kerbin space... Oh, it's just a materials study that we haven't done in space yet. We've done the other space. But how about Kerbin EVA? Here's the thing we haven't done. There's a lot of EVA reports that we haven't done while landed. So that's actually loads of these, but that would be annoying to get. Splash down? Really? Wait. Oh, wait. All unlocked experiments? Report. Oh! Here's the thing. We have not been able to go EVA yet. Astronaut complex upgrade required. So we have 5 active Kerbals and they can only disembark on Kerbin. If we upgrade this, we can perform EVAs. And that's what we need. We need EVA capability. Flight planning is available, that's what we need to be able to actually get to the Mun. And we have patched conics now. That's also what we need to get to the Mun. So our next step is going to be the ability for EVAs. Which will now unlock, boom, a bunch more things. So EVA will high space and near space, but not individual biomes. TI-7 starts in a week? You're kidding me, Huthor. That completely snuck up on me. Okay, so you're going to get a little bit of a pause in the game while I look up, there we go, 2 useful resources. Delta V maps. From Kerbin to Mun orbit, we need about, from Kerbin surface to Mun orbit needs about 4,570 Delta V. But I'd like a margin, so let's say 5,500. So, I want a, actually don't save right now. I want to put a satellite in orbit. Now, let's see what we need. Main event starts 7th, group stage around the 2nd, less than a week. Ooh, that is going to be great to have on. So, there's going to be a satellite in orbit of the Mun. I'm going to want it to be able to maneuver a little bit. Let's see, if you go from the Mun intercept to low orbit, that takes 340 Delta V. Again, I'm looking up on Delta V maps that are online. So this stage only needs 350 Delta V. But if we look here, body, Mun, this thing's gonna have 3,000 Delta V on the Mun. So this is overkill. This is complete and utter overkill. This will be 2,000 in space. Actually, we might be able to just from Kerbal low orbit to Mun low orbit is 1,290. So this might actually just give us all we need. Have to watch your boy No Tail not win a TI again? Yeah. I haven't watched for quite a while, actually. I haven't, I don't think I've watched since Navi was big. Is Navi still big? Are they still a thing? You know what, let's see how much Delta V we can squeeze out of, that doesn't count as Delta V. Okay. So, in that case, I'm gonna opt with something like this. Maybe we get a spider fuel engine. Look at that thruster weight. That is insane thruster weight for a small probe. Now we're just gonna go with an and liquid engine. So this gives us right now 2,678. So that means once it's in low orbit, it can take care of all the maneuvers it needs in the Kerbal system. So what is it going to need? It's going to need some power to charge things. What's it going to charge? Firstly, we want good communication. And we needed to do a low altimetry scan. That's the one thing that we're doing right now. Low altimetry scan of the Mun. So, low altimetry scanner. Now the question is, where do we put it? Do we put it on the side to make it look like it's scanning the Mun like that? Might be cool. We put it on front. Let's put it on a side like this. Oh, like that. Yeah, sure. Let's put a communication dish, like a relay antenna on top. There. Because I want, this is going to be transmitting a lot, and I want that signal to be strong and sharp. In fact, since these are combinable, see? This is a 2G rating, and this is just a 500K rating, but it's all combinable. So how about we just add a bunch of these that we're going to use to just extend that transmission rate. Navi are still a thing, but they're far cry from what once was. Oh, they're a C-list team at best right now. Ah, Interesting Dota waves from time to time, but you always watch the Valve events. Every TI and all the majors since the start 2 years ago. They're very good, aren't they? I do like playing Dota. I think it's tremendous fun, but it takes so much skill and so much practice to be good at it. So, this is going to be our first probe in orbit of the Mun. So we can assume that we'll be sending more things. But still, this means we can get all the science we can. So let's add all the bits of science that we can easily do from space. Oh, we're gonna need a flight computer. Let's put a nice little engineering thing on there. I mean, it's a probe. I don't like the texture of it. It looks a little bit too fake. I don't know if it's the green or just the sharp texture of it, but it doesn't look like an actual circuit board. Never mind though. We are going to continue adding all the science that we can. As you can see, I'm not doing any real effort to keep this balanced, to keep its weight centered, because it's such a tiny thing. I'm assuming that'll be okay. There's no need to get that on there without really clipping it somewhere. Just put it on top like that, maybe? Yeah. Oh. There we go. I don't know, that's a bit clippy. You know what, I can do that. I can do that the next time, maybe. Let's see if we can stuff some... Oh, hello. Let's see if we can stuff something else somewhere else. See, what we could do, for instance, is move something like these there. There's no need for them physically not to be where they are, or I can easily clip things onto each other. It just feels a little cheaty, you know? Let's maybe move that to the side, and then we can move this one over here. Now, I do have tweak scale, so that's... For some people, tweak scale is already too cheaty. Okay, maybe in that case... Whoa. No. Maybe in that case, I'm just gonna go with 2 parts like this. And then... Yeah, I'm gonna move this one here so that this extends like that. Okay, retract that baby. That gives us our last spot for battery, because we may actually need way more battery power. This year should be interesting. They've got Day 9 as the main event host. Maybe that's why Day 9 has been practicing with Purge. I don't like Day 9 though. I think he's a bit of a jerk. I know he comes across as a real nice guy, that's one of his things, but there's something about him that rubs me the wrong way. I don't know what it is. I haven't met him. I haven't seen him do anything weird. As far as I know, he's an okay guy, but there's just something about his personality that apparently doesn't mesh with mine, I guess. I don't know what it is. It is really completely and utterly irrational. Let's see. There, that's added, those are all added. We've got communication. Yeah, we've got some power. Don't need any of that. I think we're gonna need a decoupler. Okay, here's the thing that we need to think about right now. How long is this thing going to be in the dark? It's got the delta V that it needs. 1200 is still more than enough. How long is this going? Really now? I'm gonna turn that to silent. Tell people you're unavailable during an evening and they keep on calling you. There we go, shadow time. I don't know how it knows time and shadow during the orbit. But 12 minutes. Now that means that the electrical charge, if you discount this, can be held for an hour, but simulate this in planner, can be held for 15 minutes. So right now it has 15 minutes for a 12-minute scan, so that should work. Unless it's transmitting, I guess. But we can change that later. Now, this is going to be perpetual. It's going to generate more than we need. Simulate in planner, yes. Even with this, it'll bring in more. Okay, I think that's good. Really, everyone loves Day 9, myself included. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just... As I said, it's not that I've ever seen him done anything. It's just, I don't know. Rubs me the wrong way. Okay. And another thing we need to look up. Where do you find that again? Oh yes, of course, in this one. Reliability. The redundancy right now is poor because there are 2 power generation. That's okay, that's in the yellow, but there's only 1 propulsion and 1 attitude control. That's in here. So that's going to be a problem because if something fails, it fails. But fortunately, it's safe mode. There's a chance of repairing things remotely. We can try and minimize the mistakes though. As you can see, upgrading the solar panels already decreases the malfunctions from 0.90 a year to half a year. Now let's see what it does when I up this. That lowers it to 1 out of 3, but you know what? It's not that important. This is about half defense. From 90 to 50, that's a good win. From 50 to 30, isn't that worth it to me? So we have the Delta V, we have the thruster weight, that is all good. Let's put this in a payload. Okay, so this scanner is just a little bit too big. And there's no way that I can tweak scale that. Just going to have to build around it a little bit. There we go. It's a little bit wasteful if you look at, you know, that probe in this body, but okay. You know what? You know what I'm thinking? We have the Delta V on this baby. We have the Delta V to actually oh, don't make a new category. Cancel. Just like the Baba Booey, if you remember, that we put in multiples of. What we can do is, if we reroute these things, we reroute this to that. This is now the root object. We can put that in a subassembly drop zone, and we will name this the SHA-1 scan sat. Now, put on the fairing, and we do that trick that somebody taught us last week by adding a second on top of here. That way we get the Minimus and the MUN, because these things have enough Delta V to get there as long as they're in orbit. Let's double check that. Let's double check. Whoa. Of course we can't do that now. It's been rebound. Been rerouted. You know what? I'm still. It's in vacuum. It's all in vacuum. It doesn't matter whether we tested it in the MUN or around Kerbin. It's all vacuum. There we go. So now we're carrying 2 of these up at once. Since this is going to be going to the MUN, let's have a quick look here. Once this is in orbit, it's fine. Once it's in orbit, the engine should do it themselves. So, to get from Kerbin surface to Kerbin orbit, let's go realistic. Mine close. So Kerbin low orbit to MUN low orbit is 1290 is what it says. Do you remember how much it was? Hold up. Let's reroute this part to that part. Ah, there we go. How about from Kerbin low orbit to Minimus low orbit? That's 1200. Kerbal low orbit to Mun low orbit is 1290. So this does not get us where we need to go anymore. That is why you always double check these things. So, oh crap, I threw everything away. That's not what I meant to do. You know what we're gonna do? We are gonna throw things away. And can we start with the sub-assembly? Okay, reroute this baby to that. Now gets us a normal plane. Go into look mode for a bit? Sure thing, Luther. Thank you for hanging out so far. So we have these components that we had on the fuel. Replace this fuel canister with the bigger one. That gets us 1640 so far. It's the ugliest satellite I've ever seen now. Now, I don't like the offset of this, because the engine actually floats in the air, because it counts the empty space inside of the ring as being a thing. So we need to find a way to fit everything back on there. Oh man, had it all worked out. Except that one being stuck like that. That one is ugly though. Darn it! It was all looking so neat and so nice. Now we're stuffing it all in like some badly clipped nonsense. Not happy with what I've done to this. Okay, we're gonna remove these antennas because we've got that big dish. Maybe... How does that one extend? Oh, that's ugly. I mean, this is already taking it a little bit too far. We need to move this up. There we go. Let's deploy it and see how that looks. It's okay, it clips in getting out, but I'll accept it because it's not that ridiculous. This will have to adjust to point outward. Tweak scale that down. Where can we fit these beauties? I guess that's not unreasonable. Is there anywhere I can still get that thing in there within reason? Because I do want that marvelous, marvelous science. Okay, how about I replace that battery with a bigger battery. Oh, that's big battery. Bigger battery. Move that there. Move this here, and maybe offset this baby. But then I'd have to offset that one. Wait. There we go. That puts it at 1500. Perfect. What did we lose out? I did lose out on something. Oh yes, now I remember. We lost out on the antenna, of course. That's an annoying loss. Okay. Reroute this baby back. There. Go back to our sub-assemblies. And save this again as the SHA-1 ScanSat. See if we can override that. Yes, overwrite. And now